it's working. Oh, and I like it. Camera's doing funny. We're here. I'm gonna show you my garden. That's Sunseeds. That's where the last video stopped. So you keep walking the path, and down here you see Diego 3, where I've been working before, and it's kind of ready. And Jenny is taking over again, so she's doing that garden. So I'm gonna show you where Far Terrace is with my own camera. I shot a movie with another camera, but this camera has better colors. Walking underneath the bougainvillea, passing Pita Escuela, where we made a very nice shaker for Luca and Nina. They make everything from pita, which is an agave cactus. They have a field with growing them, and they also grow everywhere in the wild here. And he can tell you tons about it, how good they are and how they solve water. Here you see the acequia. This is where the water comes from the river. Made by the Moors many years ago. It goes to all our gardens, to Diego 3, and then further up to our gardens and to other gardens. And it's low at the moment because we don't have enough water. My little path goes down here towards a huge, big field with flowers. Fig trees, pretty big leaves. Da, da, da. This is my big field of flowers. You can see the colors a little bit. The highlight of the flowers, the bloemenpracht, is kind of done. They're not so bright anymore. And they just built a dome again the other day, because there's going to be a course pretty soon about dragon dreaming. They had another course, a yoga course in there the other week. My little overgrown path going to my beautiful garden, my Far Terrace garden. Gosh, I have to tell you all about it, because I know so much at the moment. It's gonna be funny to explain it all to you again. Da 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 da, the little sign saying Far Terrace. Da, da. And then all the stuff that's going on. Alright, let's get started. First I'm gonna get rid of my stuff, because it's very incommodo. It's funny. One of the people lent me his camera to make a video, but then I don't need it, so now. Bag, shoes off. Hey, and we're at home. Radio, so where shall I start? I'll start with the beginning of the garden, of course, which is this big Nispero tree. We have two of them. There's one and that's another one. And last year they had no fruits, because at the end of the branches there's a lot of little fruits growing. Normally there's like 6 or 7 or 8 sometimes. And the tree didn't have enough water and nutrients to feed the fruit. So now we've picked the fruits empty, so that there's only a few left, like this. This one has quite a few still. And then we hope that the tree will give enough nutrients to at least the few fruits, and at least we'll have some fruits. Although the birds are eating them already, especially from that tree. They're a lot more yellow and juicy already. So I hope there's something left for us. But there probably will be. Then here I can start showing you flowers. These are wild flowers. This is calendula, wild calendula. They don't become so big. And then this one, I don't know the name of it, but it's a plant that you can eat. Very yummy one. You don't eat the whole stem, you just suck the juice. It's very sour, but it's very quenching. It's very dorslessend, as we say. And the flower you can eat. So as like many flowers. Then this one here, it's called borage. It's you have them in the white variety, which is this one, and then you have a purple variety. And the yummy, you can eat those too. You can pick it, and then you put it on your tongue. And the heart of the flower is very sweet. So that's and I really like eating them. So we pick them a lot, and then we make a beautiful colored salad with them. Really like that. Maybe I go pick flowers because I'm cooking tonight. And then the next one we have is malva. This is a malva flower, and yes, you can eat them too. I'll leave this one because it's got a little insect that's already enjoying it, but this one is free for me to take. And the leaves of this one you can eat as well, like spinach or a salad. Then the next one up is this yellow one. This yellow one, they're done almost, this one, but it's mustard. So you can eat them. There you go. And they're spicy like the real mustard is. You can really make mustard out of them. And you can also, like this was all full with all yellow flowers. This whole field, all yellow flowers. It was very pretty. Now they're starting to be done, and you just open them. And they're still very green, so they're not done yet. But then you see here the brown mustard seeds. That's mustard seed. So you could make a paste out of it and you have your own mustard. I think one day, yeah, they do taste like mustard, people. Definitely mustard seed. The Monday they probably will be. And here we have my little apple tree. We tasted one the other day. And it definitely tastes like apple, so I'm almost convinced this is my apple tree. There's one in this garden, I don't know which one. I guess it's this one. Then I organized this wood a little bit and the kanya on one side. Here we have a pomegranate. The flowers are starting to bud. You can see in another tree, you can see them pretty. I will show you. And over there we have an almond tree. It's a big almond tree. There's more. So this is all cultivated rolled stuff, and I'll show you some cultivated stuff, of course, because that's what we're doing too. Just the other day we started with the first courgette flower, which you'll see right here. And there's so many more coming too. They grow like crazy. Here there's another one coming. It's more yellow. The flowers, if they, I don't think this one had enough water, that's why it's shrumpled up again. But for example, this one, it's starting to be more open, and they make a very cool dish with it. They stuff it full with cheese and then put it in the oven for a little bit so the cheese is melted, and then you have a flower full with melted cheese, and they say it's absolutely delightful. So we have courgettes in the middle of this line, and on the outside are radishes, just a few radishes on the end, and those ones are horseradishes. So I'm probably gonna make horseradish tonight or tomorrow, because I have quite a few of them. Then we have the broad beans, and the broad beans are doing pretty okay here, not so well, because they are growing well. As you can see, they're huge and fantastic. The lower ones, so the first ones that start growing, we keep them for seeds for next year, so we let them go brown and dry as they would in nature, and then we pick them at the end of the season when they're done, when they fall over, and we use them to harvest or to sembrar next year. But what is not going so well is that they are attacked by aphids. Like, I can't find the full one right now, which is good now anyway. But here you see there's a few of them. And what we do, so to get rid of them, what we do is to pick the tops and throw them over the edge. Oh, I see a very good explanation right here. Look, this is what's happening. You see? Many. So what we do, the whole plant is infected. So what we do is get it out, pick it off, and throw it over the edge so it's not in our garden anymore. And then we hope that they stay away as long as possible. But the shame of it is that they won't grow anymore. Normally this plant keeps growing and it becomes maybe this high, and there will be a lot more flowers, of course, on the sides, which will give the beans. And now we have a lot less because they're not growing and not giving flowers, which will make beans. So the next thing up in the row are those lovely cane structures. They made them to grow other beans, not broad beans. Those were broad beans. Those will be regular long green beans, and they're gonna grow like there will be ropes hanging from the tops down to where the beans on the ground are. I can show you a few beans here, and they're very pretty, logical, good to see. Those are the beans. Very nice, no? I think they're going pretty well, because yesterday my irrigation problem finally is solved, and the soil, I could finally water, and the soil looks fantastic. It looks moist finally. As you can see, I have to start weeding here, but now now I can recognize the beans. They're big enough, and I dare to weed. So now I can go. I will do that before I leave. There's another bean. I will go weeding before I leave this bed. And here in this bed there's sorghum, and sorghum is a kind of grain which I never seen before. and Luna's been trying to look for it with me, but she also can't really find it, so I don't dare to weed this because I'm afraid I'd pull out the sorghum. So you have some lettuces, my beautiful fantastic green lettuces that we have to start harvesting, because otherwise they start to sprout, and when things start to sprout, to flower, then they become bitter, and this is especially the case with lettuces. They become very bitter. I'm filming the other way. They become very bitter, but they're doing really well. So we have beans in this row with lettuces in the middle, then sorghum, beans again, sorghum and beans again, no lettuces in between. My irrigation point, hello buckets, I love this point, wash my hands. This is a very big chard. Chard is a wild vegetable here, and maybe I have it in Holland too, but I have no idea. I've never seen it in Holland, never paid attention to it. And they start pretty small, like just this big. And they have very nice oval leaves, those ones. This is a really big one, of course, but they're delicious. It's my favorite thing to eat here. It's a little bit like an irony spinach kind of taste, but I really like it in salads, just like spinach. You can make it, of course. And this is the biggest one I have seen in Sunseed. I've let it grow to see what happens. Well, this happens. I really like this plant. I have a bush here, which I don't know what it is exactly. I imagine it's an apple tree. This is part of it. Smells really nice, this blossom. Actually, this is another one, because the blossom of this one was a lot bigger. But it's a shame that they have not made a map of the garden to show exactly which tree are where. This is a higgly-piggly line. I'm not sure who sowed those lettuces. They're really in a line and stuff, but it doesn't matter. It'll grow, it'll do something. In the middle there's peas. Here are my poppies. Very cool. They're everywhere, and when I'm weeding I try to avoid them so that they start growing. Then here, I'm not sure if you can see it on the outside, I made an in-carving, because they say poppies of course are the stuff that you can smoke, and I made carves on the outside. That's how they do it, and then this black stuff is coming out, and that's what you should scrape off, and then that's what you can smoke. Not that I'm not gonna do that. That's too much of an hassle for me. But I just made the scratches to see if that indeed did work, and it does. And I don't even think that those poppies are made for that. Anyway, so then we have carrots. They're huge, massive carrots with in the middle peas. And the peas are delightful. Look, there we've got a pea, yummy pea. There are no sugar snaps, but they are sweet, but they become pretty fibrous. So we let them become very thick peas, and then we really take the ertjes, as we say in Dutch, out. My carrots are a disaster. That's really a shame. I'll show you why. This is my carrot, and as you see, the amount of leaf, and then a pathetic carrot. It's really a shame. Reason why? Not enough water. So I should have given them a lot more water, and then something could have happened. So I bite off the outside, which I can eat. It's a very strong carrot taste, which is not bad at all actually. But then this inside is super hard. Can't eat it. It's just not to be eaten. So it's really a shame. Then what we have here? We have here cilantro, the flowers of cilantro. People say that cilantro tastes a lot like soap. I don't have that really. I really like cilantro in my food. But if you taste the flowers, oh my god, I certainly believe that it tastes like soap, because the flowers are very strong and taste a lot like soap. As you see, there's malva everywhere. You can eat a lot of malva. Then over here we have two new beds. They weren't here in the last video. I made those beds. Actually the same with the first bed over there. That wasn't there neither. So we have more place to grow. And what we're growing here are the broccoli. I put them in like a week ago. And they're doing really good. I think they're pretty happy. Got water yesterday, they're very happy now. Yeah, the soil is still moist. I gave them a compost tea today. A compost tea made of nettles, comfrey, alfalfa, and a flower that I can't remember the name of. Always, we mix that and we stir it for a week. It's beside the compost toilet, so everybody stirs it. And then we give it to all the plants that need extra nitrogen and food. So that's the compost tea. And on the sides again there's horseradish, but they will be harvested in a little while. And broccoli will become about this big or something, like a meter high, something like that. Then at the end of this row there's this pretty little tree. I don't know exactly what it is, but Luna says it's kind of a raspberry idea. And I've been trying every day because they are a little bit red, if I can just figure out the taste. But it's definitely edible. It's like a sweetish, sourish thing. But who knows, maybe I leave in 10 days, maybe they become more red and it's edible. Then here, Mirko and I have been weeding. We're halfway through, as you can see. It's garlic. Ta-da-ta-da. I did one extra line the other day, and there's just one more to go. So a lot of garlic going, but that's good because the Spanish people, they love garlic. And then in those beds, we have carrots going. As you can see, I have to weed the first two as well. Very much so. The last two were done a lot later. Then here I can show you how to, why it's a shame that the other carrots are not working, because it's a lot of work to to be busy with the carrots. Because what you have to do, carrot seeds are so small, they're like 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, or maybe 1.5 by 1.5. So what you have to do is you make a line with your fingers and you sprinkle the seeds in, and then you cover it. But you can't do one and one and one. It's just too small to do that. So that means that there's a lot growing at the moment. Let me see. So this is a carrot, and the carrot will become about this big, no? So it needs to have this space. So it means that all the carrots around it you'll take away. So there's this one carrot growing. It'll come up again, that works. And then there's a new one. So all the carrots after that, they have to go until you find one at the right distance. You'll leave it, and then you go on again. So that's thinning the carrots, and it's a lot of work, as you can see all those rice. So all the carrots over there that are not going, that didn't have enough water and that didn't make any carrots, I have to all pull them out and just use them as mulch, which is putting them on the earth like this, like the herbs on the earth, like this, so that the moisture doesn't evaporate. So it's a lot of work and no carrots over there, but hopefully those ones will work if we give them enough water. In between there's leeks, as you can see, the tiny leeks. One here, one here, one here, one here. There's all tiny leeks. There's little poles here. There's one variety stops here, and then the next variety stops here, and there's another variety, and then it keeps going up until here. About that are leeks in between, and for this is all carrots. So carrots and leeks. Leeks don't need much water, so that's why they're in the middle. Carrots do need a lot of water, as I just told you. So they're on the outside where the dripper lines are. Then we have the compost area. Last time this was kind of a disaster, and right now it's totally organized. This is a big mountain of big herbs that still need to be whacked. We make them very small with a machete on this block. And then when it's small, so it composts more fast, we put it in those bins, like 50-50 greens and browns, and we put scraps, kitchen scraps with it, and we put pea with it, and we put manure with it, I don't know, all kinds of stuff, so it's a nice mixture of the right balance of nitrogen and blah blah blah. Alda can tell you all about it, but I made those signs, and I know how to make it. I can't tell you all about it, but I know how to make it. This is fuego. I've got the 4 elements here: earth, wind, fire and water. Earth, wind, fire and water, yeah, in Spanish. And all the gardens have different names, like you have yin and yang in one garden, and then all herbs in one garden, all flowers in a garden. Very nice signs that I made. You can write with chalk on it. So this is a browns and weedings compost. And I've got here an agua, which is about the same. I made a few days ago. Here, this one is empty now because I turned it. And the tierra, which means earth, is going to be a very nice earthy compost. And aire, which means air, logically, will stay empty. That's air. So you can turn it, no? Like, I turned this one in there. And this one can go, you can turn them easily if one is empty. So that's why. So this is all organized. There's a big barrel I brought here, so you can make a compost tea if you want to. Not sure if that's ever going to happen. More cherry trees, at least I think it's a cherry tree, but I'm not entirely sure. It's standing up at the moment, so maybe this might be something else, maybe apple. I'm not sure about fruit trees. Nobody here really knows about fruit trees. And then we go to our onion patch. We did this the other day, and I sowed the first 2 beds with seeds. which are not going, I think, because it's been a little while ago and nothing's happening. So I am afraid that the seeds are not working really. I also use the kitchen scraps. So we ask the people that cook to keep the onion hearts, keep the roots and the tops, and we put them in, and a new onion will grow from that. So hopefully that's going to work. I got a few there, and I've got a few here in this line. And then the first thing I planted when I was here in Sunseeds in the middle of December were our Jerusalem artichokes, because we had so many and we didn't want to eat them anymore, so we just put a few of the roots in the earth. And I thought they weren't going, but then I started weeding and this neat little row came out, all of them, all 3 beds. So they are working. So Luna has no idea when we have to harvest and when it's done, but at least we have Jerusalem artichokes going. It's really cool. And I left also things that are useful in this line, just to show how and what. So you have the calendula, which you definitely can eat. This is a flower that's growing everywhere at the moment. I forgot the name. Can't eat that one, but it's pretty. This one is fennel, who tastes very, very strong, like licorice, but you can eat that one too. We use it in the salad many times to pimp up the salad. This is a tiny chard. I left it because of course you can eat chard. When I weed, I always leave all the nettles, because nettles are really good for the tea, as I just told you. And here we have clover. Clover also is very good for nitrogen, enriches your soil with nitrogen, fennel again. So that's why I left that, just also to show. This is another chard again, and a big fennel over there. And then here we have a little Nispero tree going. I might give that one to Delphine, who works in the outside areas and likes to plant new trees. So the Nisperos, they're not getting really soft yet. Very curious. And over here we have a little vine tree. A vine, I mean, not a tree. And you can see the tiny little grapes going. It's so cute, no? Really, this is gonna be a grape. I think it's so funny. I don't think I've ever seen grapes so from the start. Or maybe I have, I can't remember. They're really cute. It's going really well. Then we go into my little cave. I cut the scissors today, as you saw, so I can cut a bit of grass, because it's getting ridiculous again. It's growing so fast. Found the fork somewhere in the weeds while weeding. My little pea buckets, because the comfrey, and if you make compost, it likes some pea in it. And in here there's a lot of alfalfa with a stone on top, so the juice is being pressed out. So the stone presses down on the alfalfa. You leave it for like 2 weeks, and there's a very concentrated nitrogen, again, rich fluid that hopefully thinned. You thin it with water, and then you can feed the plants with it. So that's compost tea. This whole edge over here is granaatappel, grenade. I'll show you a flower. These are little ones. I think they're all cherries, as I said. I don't know for sure. It's very hard to see. This one has no fruits. Maybe it's too little, so they have to grow first. And here you have a sweet lemon, sweet orange, I mean. Not bitter ones, so you can eat them like this. You don't need to make jam out of it. They smell very, very strong. Very gorgeous to